to get up in that ass. I'm twerking on this track. Yes, God, yes, God. Now he don't know how to act. Yes, God, yes, God. Let me holla at you.
This is how you don't get a job. Are you ready for the next person?
Yeah, bring them in.
Alright, not a problem. There you go.
Thank you so much. Hi.
Hello, welcome.
Hi.
What was your name again?
Jessica Ayla.
Jessica.
Hi.
Nice to meet you. All right. Well, I guess we can get this interview going. Do you have your resume on
I
you?
do. Oopsies. Yeah.
Thank you.
And it smells really good.
It smells good.
Yeah, it's sunset. Smell it. Smells like a paper.
Well, okay, Jessica.
Hi.
Tell me a little bit about yourself.
Well, I'm 24. I like dogs. I like to have fun in all different ways that I possibly can.
Okay.
Um,
Well, how about you tell me a little bit about yourself, as in, you know, where did you go to school? What other jobs have you had in the
Well,
past?
I was on Hunts Point Hookers. It's an amazing.
You're on what?
Hunts Point Hookers. It's this amazing HBO documentary. I think you should get into it. I'm like the star of it. It's amazing. It's on my resume too. What else? I've worked at Chino's Pizzeria, Pretty Girl, Rainbow and Regine's on 3rd Avenue in Fordham. They like the girls.
I'm sorry, you said pretty girl?
Pretty Girl.
How did, one more time?
Pretty Girl.
Okay.
Yeah, it's so fancy and classy.
So you realize this is a PR firm?
I want to be a lawyer, yeah.
Well, it's not so much being a lawyer. It's more of public relations and marketing and advertising.
I can do that. I advertise every day. Wah, wah.
Okay. What did you say your name was?
I told you my name is Jessica Ayla. Or if you want, you can call me Jessie for short.
Can I keep this, Jessica?
Yes, please, that's honey.
I'm sure you do. Well, listen, I have your resume here, and we'll give you a call if
Thank
anything,
you.
if we feel that you're right for the position.
I think I'm amazing. Like, this is something like I could fix all of this and, you know, like I can do that.
We'll call you.
Is there anything I could do to get this job a little faster?
No. No,
Sure?
I'm sorry, no.
I don't have a gag reflex.
I do. We're gonna call you, if anything. It was nice meeting you,
Thank you.
and we'll
Sure?
we'll call you. Yes, for sure.
Well, thank you. I'm so excited. I got a job. Bye.
Bye.
This is how you get a job.
Are you ready for the next one?
Sure, bring him in.
Okay.
Hi, how are you? Doing good today.
What's your name again?
My name is Darren.
Darren. Nice to
Yeah.
meet you. Nice to meet you. So do you have your resume with you now?
Yes, as a matter of fact, I do. Made 2 copies, you know, well prepared.
It's very, very prepared. Okay. Alright. So, tell me a little about yourself.
Well, I graduated from SUNY New Paltz. I actually studied journalism and public relations in school, and I was also the vice president, PR chair, music coordinator for Culture Jack Dance Troupe during my time.
Yes.
So as you can tell, I've worn a lot of hats, definitely. And I feel like that all of those roles would actually help me for this position, because public relations, the reason why I want to do it is because I love helping people, as well as things with media and things of that nature. I essentially want to work in an environment where it deals with entertainment more so with music, because that's more of my passion, since it ties in with dance. So.
Okay, well, I see here you went to New Paltz for 4 years now?
Yeah, 4 years. Yep.
4 years?
Graduated with my bachelor's.
Nice, that's good. That's good. You'll be surprised how many people don't come in here with any degrees at all.
Yeah.
And so, I mean, tell me a little more about your experience over there. I had a friend over there who worked there. You might have seen him.
Well, actually, my experience more so in the PR aspect. What I did was I was in charge of contacting. Say, for instance, we had a big show called Dance Evolution. So I was in charge of contacting the dance teams that were competing, as well as security, making sure that they were on point. Also handling certain budgets as well too, since a lot of the money that we raised had to go towards getting decorations and other things that we just needed for the show, especially costumes. I also delegated roles for my teammates as well, as far as who helped on the decoration committee and also who helped choreograph and just things of that nature as well too.
Okay. Well, that's really good. So I see you're pretty knowledgeable in the field, and seems like they prepared you well enough for any job here.
Yes, welcome.
And so you have open availability, correct?
I have open availability, yes. Oh, and another thing that I wanted to mention as well too, because I feel like it's a very crucial part of PR as well too. A big part of what I did for Culture Shock as well too was I helped them as far as social media marketing. So before then we had videos here and there, but not necessarily one central place to view our stuff. So I basically started up a YouTube channel for us where it showed every single performance from at least my duration there until I graduated. So in that way it helped not only just drive traffic, but also for any prospective members to actually join the team in the future. It actually really did help out because our numbers have grown exponentially, as a matter of fact, even after we graduated, the alumni, so to speak.
Good. It's certainly show initiative with the YouTube channel, and it definitely shows that you know how to handle a project on yourself, which is really important here. We want our employees to be able to handle things by themselves. We also want to show some kind of team experience. You know, we're all working for one big company, but we all want to be on top, kind of. Yeah.
Teamwork makes the dream work.
Right. Exactly. Well, do you have any questions for me?
As a matter of fact, yes, I do. So, I've been researching certain things for the It's Been Handled PR firm. I wanted to know exactly what are your benefit packages, so to speak? Exactly what do you offer?
Well,
more so as far as retirement plans or anything of that nature, if you have any, or...
We do have a retirement plan. We're teamed up with Fidelity Investments. We have a 401k plan for all of our associates. There are different things you can have. There are different benefits for full-time and part-time associates, but it's all basically the same thing. You all get to set up a 401k. You get to delegate how much money you put in. There are others kind of financial tools they can give you, as well as stocks, as well as graduation plans for anybody that still hasn't graduated school, some 529s, Roth IRAs. They have all that kind of stuff. We have health benefits as well. That comes in after 6 months of being here.
Okay.
We have dental, that includes dental, vision, stuff like that. Make sure to get that checked really quickly. Yeah. Can't be walking around here without glasses.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
And another question, as far as, I just want to know a little bit about your experience. What would you say was your big take on, what made you actually want to stay with this company for so long?
I had one big event that I had to plan at one. This was maybe 5 years ago, and I had to plan this one big event, and it was one of those where nothing could go my way, and everything was just breaking down. People had to set up a stage. I had to hire entertainment. Had to be food involved. It was a very big event. It was kind of like a banquet, and everything was just going wrong. Okay. So at one point, I had just kind of froze, and I had to sit down and think, how am I going to fix this? Because this was my first big project. I didn't want to blow it in front of my boss. So I called a million people, and somehow it all worked. And I had people, we had a little paper that said, what the entertainment was going to be and stuff like that. And people came up to me and they actually said that they liked the entertainment that I brought in better than who would have came in.
Yeah.
And my boss told me, you did a really good job. The way you handled it was the way you handled it was very, very nicely, and you took control of it, and that's what we need.
Okay.
So at that moment, I said, you know what? Okay, I can do this. I kind of boosted my confidence up, and because of that, actually, my boss gave me a little more responsibility, and that's how I kept, moving up into the company. I started getting my employees, and now I'm in this beautiful office that needs to be renovated.
Okay, well, actually, it sounds good because, in all honesty, that really does sound like the track that I'm trying to go for, and I think, honestly, you answered all of the questions that I needed. So, yeah.
Awesome. Wow. Okay, so we will call you as soon as we evaluate yourself. We do have to do a background check.
Okay.
We will call you as soon as that is ready. And Darren, you said your name,
Yeah,
right?
Darren. Yeah.
Well, it was very nice meeting you, Darren.
It's nice meeting you as well.
All right. I will call you if anything. Okay.
All right. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Matt, and today we're talking about the do's and don'ts of interviewing. There's some pretty obvious choices on either end, some not so obvious depending on what type of job you're going for. Yeah. For now, that's it.
Hey, I'm Day. So, as you can see, I actually played the character Darren, who did the do's of what to do for a job interview. And one of the big do's, in my opinion, is your opinion. I mean, it's your opinion. Yes. Yes, it's your opinion.
Work.
It's always your
Here I
opinion.
am.
No, I'm just joking. So, the big do, as far as the way that you dress, you always dress for the position that you're going for. Some positions, for the most part, is GP or good practice to dress professionally. Of course, at the moment, I didn't dress with a tie, but at least like a simple suit and tie. Or if you're a female, then a nice skirt, knee length, of course. As far as heels, I'm not necessarily sure, but at least comfortable shoes. Not too much heavy jewelry, nothing that'll be too distracting. And if you wear contacts, just out of experience, wear glasses that day, because in the event that your contacts do mess up with you, you want to keep as much eye contact with the interviewer as possible. Also, you want to highlight, you can bring up your personal life, but you want to highlight things that you've done in your personal life. Like, say for instance, if you had no job experience, but you've had some type of experience in school, then you can use that to kind of gear the conversation as far as how it will help you out within the job that you're applying for. And another thing, which is very big as well too, is do your research on the company. No company wants you to just come in and be like, oh, I just want a job, just for the sake of having a job. You want to know exactly what the company is about, if they had any campaigns going on, or just, just overall research. And always ask questions for the interviewer, because they want to see that you're engaged and that you're actually are serious about the position that you want.
Word. What up, y'all? It's Kevin. To piggyback off of what Dale was saying, one good thing to remember is perception is key. Everything about how you're perceived and how you portray yourself is what's gonna either land you the interview or not. Because at the end of the day, this is somebody who doesn't know you. So you want to put your best foot forward. You want to present yourself the way you want to be seen. That, of course, doesn't always mean to, be like this at the interview and then look crazy when you're actually working there. Because then your boss is gonna look at you like, that's not who I hired. So, like I said, perception is key. Always, dress professionally, enunciate your words, because nobody wants to hear, earthang and didn't and look it, and nobody wants to hear that. No one's gonna hire you if you say all that. It's not gonna come off the way you want it to, because at the end of the day, at the end of the day, that's you're not portraying professionalism. And that's another big thing, now that I actually mentioned it. Professionalism is a big thing. You have to be very, it's our thing, You have to be very professional. You have to keep a boundary there. Don't talk about your personal life too much, unless it's really applicable, because at the end of the day, you're there for work. Work and personal, they have to be kept separate. I'm not thinking of anything else right now. Be on time. That's a given, but yeah.
Be early.
Word. Be early.
Yes.
On time is late. Early is on time.
Yeah.
Right.
I'm Jessica Ayla.
What an introduction.
And I just want to tell you how to properly get it. No. I'm Manny, and yeah, I played Jessica Ayla, who's legendary in my mind. Yeah, she didn't get hired, sadly. I think she's gonna be going on a bunch of job sprees, so that'll be fun.
Oh, don't flirt with the boss.
She got a raise.
Don't flirt with the boss.
I think honestly, for my job experience, I'm always on time. I try to get there honestly like an hour early, and I'll just kind of like stay in the area, cause I'm late to everything. I try my damnedest to be on time with friends, but it doesn't happen.
It's a tourist thing.
It's not on purpose, you know. No shade. But to be on time, I think is perfect, and also I think understanding where you're really close. Understanding, you know, like what it is you're going for is amazing. Like whenever I go on a job interview, I'm on Wikipedia the night before and on the train ride there, looking up the company, and that way I can wow them. And it's like, oh wow, you really did invest time into the company. When really I just read it on my way there. But also I have a good memory, so it's good for me to remember things. Yeah, you know, I think with Jessica, it was it was more of like just. I feel like she's a person that's never had a job really officially besides Hunter and Pretty Girl. So I just think it's one of those where it's like you have to understand that, like I think like Kevin said, like these people don't know you. At first impression is key. So you kind of always want to, you know, honestly, I like to make sure my breath smells right. Because the last thing I want to do is like talk to someone whose breath is really bad and it's like inflecting the conversation. So you don't want to be that person that the boss doesn't hire you because, you know, you decide to have like a garlic bagel in the morning or something. So that's one thing to do. Trying not to say a lot. So when I'm in interviews, I really don't. I always have to have a clear thought because I feel like when you say and like they kind of keep track of that, and it's like, all right, so you have to think about everything you say. So now you're faking the interview because you have to look for things to say, and it shouldn't be like that. It should be just smooth, natural, and clear. Just be yourself, because I think a lot of times these boss people interview so many people that they can start reading through people. So yeah, party.
Oh. And one more thing, as far as the resume, you don't need scented paper. As much as yes, you want your resume to stand out, but you also don't have to use big flourishing words. As long as the resume clearly states what you do and what the duties you've had before, then that's totally fine.
I'm not gonna lie to you, I have screwed my resume several times before though.
Yeah,
I don't ever give it scented, but I do sometimes screen my resume.
Yeah, I don't know. I think that's more so for love letters. But
no, I just want them to know that I smell good and I'll smell like this while working your cash register.
I'm done.
Or until it rents out.
Until the end of the day when you start smelling like sweat.
I mean, at the end of the day,
or secret.
Yeah, your resume smells like
secret
paper,
sweat.
so I guess.
I mean,
That's
it is what it is. It smells like paper, whatever.
Yeah. No, but as far as like the resume, of course, you just want to make sure that it's clear, concise.
One page.
It's on one page. Granted, yes, it's great to have plenty of job experiences, but you want to condense it to one page because your boss or your prospective boss does not have time to read through a 2 to 3 page resume.
I also learned that every 5 years you're supposed to erase something off your resume.
Yes.
Oh wow.
So like, I used to work at like Target, and so by like next year I have to remove it off my resume because it's been like 5 years. So
I like to
consistently update your resume. Yeah.
I like to condense everything depending on what job I'm going for. If I'm going for like a retail job, I'll put my retail job into
Okay, that makes sense.
But if I know I'm going for like
A law firm?
right? Work. If I'm going for like a law firm, I'm not gonna. Jesus Christ! I'm not gonna. I'm not gonna, you know, put Pinkberry because, you know, I don't think they're not gonna be interested in that. So you kind of want to put.
Oh, you can go get us Pinkberry.
Right, exactly.
You're
it's
an
right down the
intern.
street, you know. Screw a job. You're just an intern.
You're an
We won't
intern.
pay you.
Monica.
And then another thing that, or at least what I do too, kind of piggybacking off of what he said as far as like tailoring your resume for the job that you want. I actually have 2 different resumes. So I actually have a resume for specifically retail, and then I also have a resume because I did internships as far as in my field. So I have one strictly with my internship, you know, experience, so to speak. So it's always good to have at least whatever jobs that you do have separate resumes, because it's not like you're giving 2 to 3 resumes to the people. You're just giving that one resume to whichever job or whatever that you're applying for online there. And another thing too, I used to put objective on the top, but I also learned now that it's best to kind of give more so of a summary of your skills and things of that nature.
I see
Always
all of that
include
for in person.
Yeah.
I just feel like for my resume, I don't have objection because I feel like the objection is totally different to every job you get. You know,
Yeah.
so for me, like my objection to skills, I see in person because I think it's better that they hear it
Yeah.
than read about it because there's more shit that they have to read.
I've heard that also. I took my objective off my resume for a while, but I also heard high school does not matter. Doesn't matter where you went to high school.
Yeah,
where you went to
college. Yeah,
High school does not matter. So if you put high school,
still keeping Harvey Milk.
and well, I mean, if you're gonna work here or something, but I mean, if you have high school there, like GPA 3.4 in high school doesn't really matter, so you can kind of omit that a little. I don't have references on my.
I don't either.
I leave that for last. My mom was always telling me like, you should have your references. What do they need to call somebody? I feel like they'll ask. And most of them
for
have
it to be
it.
on the bottom of it, like
Yeah.
references upon request. That looks tacky.
Yeah, you don't. Yeah, nowadays
Yeah.
because you
Yeah.
know the girls in the '60s and the '70s had it.
Yeah,
Right.
references
No
upon
shade
request.
to y'all. I'm just joking with
Sorry,
y'all.
Luna.
But at the no, I'm just joking with y'all. But at the end of the day, like you don't necessarily need references upon request at the end. If they would ask for references, then they'll ask for it. And as far as the schooling, granted, if to piggyback off of that, if you have college experience on there, duh, you graduated high school or at
Right.
least gotten your GED. That's pretty obvious. But if you don't necessarily have the college experience, or if you just didn't do college, then it is okay,
It's
to
okay,
put
yeah.
high school because they at least want to know. Most jobs, 9 times out of 10, want to know that you graduated with a high school diploma or a GED diploma. So. And just take one or for the other depending on what your educational experience is. And I think we pretty much covered
That's it.
everything. So
Woohoo.
let us know what your experience is with job interviews, how you got a job, what didn't work for you per se.
Were you on Hunts Point Hookers?
Okay,
Don't let us know that.
We're gonna see it.
Okay, but comment below hashtag the clubhouse have I'm gonna say
Oh,
hashtag the
the
clubhouse, hashtag the
Try
lunchbox, and we shall see you next time. And hopefully you get that job that you want.
Good
Seriously, good luck,
luck,
guys.
You ain't gonna get it in New York City because
Nah,
everybody
let me
in your mama
20th.
wants your job. I'm just
Keep it
saying.
positive.
No, I'm just joking. Keep it positive.
Word.